What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am Zachary Smith. Before we dive into anything, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for me. Of course, hit me in the comments as we kind of make our way throughout this video. But I am back with another WWE video. I'm back with another Royal Rumble video. So what we're going to do today is how I go about booking some of the things that are going to take place in the 2025 Royal Rumble, not just the Royal Rumble matches themselves, also the two other matches on the PLE, the tag team match, obviously, between Motor City Machine Guns and DIY, best 2 out of 3 falls, and then the WWE Championship match, which will take place as a ladder match between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. Let's start with the tag team match. And I also want to say, like, some of these are going to be more in depth than others. Some of them, it's just like, I'm not fully booking, obviously, the Royal Rumbles, who's coming out 1 through 30, and all the interactions that are going to take place, but certainly how it starts, maybe something that's going to happen in the middle portions, and then, of course, the ending portion of the match, and maybe just what we could branch off into in terms of some fantasy booking as it pertains to that down the line. So I look at DIY, Motor City Machine Guns. I don't expect this to kick things off for the event itself. I think we're going to start with the Women's Royal Rumble, put those 2 other matches in between, and then end with the Men's Royal Rumble. But DIY and Motor City Machine Guns, I think you're going to have some type of pretty deadly involvement here. They've just been doing too much with DIY backstage, obviously being promised a tag team title match that's not coming to fruition, and Pretty Deadly eventually, I think, going to get upset about that. Is that at this PLE, or does that get pushed down the line? Do we see them finally snap, if you will, on DIY for them not getting granted that tag title match down the road, or does that happen here at the Rumble? So I just think they're too intertwined in the story backstage. And where are the Street Profits as well? Like, I think this is all going to culminate finally at WrestleMania with another multi-man ladder match potentially. I'm trying to think of like the teams that they would do, though. Like, obviously you got the Profits, the Guns, Pretty Deadly, DIY. You could throw Los Garzas in there if you want to go more than 4, but then is there a 6th team on SmackDown? Is it a team coming over from Raw? Is it a Fraxium call-up maybe if you do want to go to 6? So I think, like, it's pretty obvious to me they're going to split 1-1 going into the 3rd fall. I think bad guys win the 1st fall, good guys win the 2nd fall, takes to the 3rd fall. That's where Pretty Deadly gets involved. And I'm going to say that they, for the time being, continue to ride those DIY coattails, continue to suck up to them on this show, hoping that, I don't know, maybe the Friday following, maybe at Elimination Chamber, they feel like they're finally going to get their shot. But there's still so much to be told with this story. I don't think DIY drops the belts here. I just think that they still have too much work to do. They've been doing their best stuff since turning heel. So I don't think that that's coming yet. I think we're looking at down the road for that to happen. Okay, so now we're on the Women's Royal Rumble. And by the way, I keep looking up because I got iPhone notes here that I kind of used on my tripod here, if you with my ring light, where I got my notes because I typed all this out because I was like, I'm not going to remember all this, and it's some pretty good stuff and pretty intricate. So the Women's Rumble, we're going to start off with Naomi coming out as the number 1 participant to number 2 participant, a returning Jade Cargill, who we still don't know who took her out with injury. She's been out for months now. She's going to come back. She's going to confront Naomi. She's going to be asking, you know, you took my spot in the tag team. You're not seeming to be pressing the issue about who my attacker was. What's the deal? Were you jealous? Was it you that did it? And it never really gets physical, but it looks like it's about to. And then number 3 hits 0. Bianca Belair. Her music hits. She comes out, tries to break the tension. She's talking to both them. She assumes that she's going to be able to get Jade to kind of calm down because that's her tag team partner. However, that doesn't happen because she's like, why are you taking her side? Wait a minute. You're kind of in the same boat. You let her take my spot in the tag team. You also really haven't been pressing the issue much on SmackDown in terms of who my attacker was. Was it you that was the mastermind behind it? Not only are you taking her side, was it actually you the whole time that was kind of the mastermind behind this? Or you yourself was the one that did it? Something, were they in cahoots the whole time, Naomi and Bianca? So, you know, they're kind of going at it that way. That is where the turn comes. We've been talking about Bianca Belair heel turn for a while. How do you get to Bianca Jade at WrestleMania if you want that to be the feud heading into it? I know Bianca, Rhea on the table to be a WrestleMania match as well. And if Jade's not coming back until after Mania, maybe that is the possibility that they could go. But obviously, like, this story still needs to be told with what's going on with Jade. So I'm going to say that she returns here. And if that's the case, that's got to be the direction that you head into Mania. I would, unless you're going to go Jade, Naomi, and Bianca, like, not even being a part of that somehow. Like, I don't know how she would sneak her way out of that feud to then end up going on to face Rhea Ripley for her strap at WrestleMania. But anyway, so the heel turn comes, they attack her, which makes it very clear that they were the ones behind it in the past when they took her out a couple months ago. And then to even things up, we got Bayley coming out as number 4. So she comes out, kind of evens things up. She's not surprised by Bianca's actions, but she's very disappointed in Naomi. She believed her the whole time. She thought that, she was starting to turn a leaf even with Bianca, but that never happened. Naomi had convinced her that Bianca was more like them two than it seemed to Bayley that Bianca was. So she betrayed her trust in that way. So we'll leave that there for a bit. Just within the match, I think we're going to get Jordynne Grace, obviously, returns from the likes of Trish Stratus, I think comes back in this. You're going to maybe some more one-offs like Michelle McCool, who's been a part of these in the past. I don't know, maybe Tori Wilson, maybe Kelly, like those likes. Of course, a lot of the rosters are going to come down, but there's not a bunch of stories to be told within those people. Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, I think Nikki Bella comes back as well. That's been widely regarded. Don't worry, no Ronda Rousey going to be a part of the 2025 Royal Rumble. Liv Morgan makes her way down, has a little bit of a standoff with Becky. Becky tells her that it's her fault that Rhea is back on top in the women's division, and that the only reason that the man had to come back around was to put an end to that. Meanwhile, Naomi and Bianca end up eliminating Jade, and the ring clearing up quite a bit. We get down to the point where now it's at the final 4 participants. It's Charlotte, it's Io Sky, Becky Lynch, Nia Jax. Haven't touched much on Io Sky or Nia throughout this match. Io's just trying to be waiting in the wings, wondering why she can't get involved in any of these standoffs that's going on. She's just kind of been in the background of all of this, being overshadowed. Nia Jax, on the other hand, has eliminated 10 plus people at this point. She's just tossing people over. She's kind of like I don't think she's going to last the longest. From an Iron Woman perspective, I think that's Io Sky. I think she spends the most time, but most eliminations, I'm going Nia Jax for that. We get another iconic, Charlotte Becky standoff. Io again feeling like every step of the way she's just been overlooked in this match. Like no one taking her seriously. Anytime there's a face off, she tries to be involved. It's just not happening. So she ends up getting involved there. Charlotte and Becky come into blows. They get a little bit too close to the ropes. Nia Jax dumps them both over. Io drop kicks Nia Jax. Io ends up winning the Royal Rumble due to that. She challenges Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. They go that direction. Jade costs Bianca and Naomi the tag titles down the line to Liv and Raquel to set up Jade versus Bianca at WrestleMania. Charlotte ends up winning the Elimination Chamber, so she'll be able to challenge Tiff. And then here's my plan for Becky, actually. I kind of like this, as opposed to getting involved with like Liv. I know they had their little standoff there. Maybe we come back to that at some point. We saw Becky go down to NXT to elevate that division, work with Tiffany Stratton, end up dropping the belt to Lyra Valkyria. How about another program with Lyra Valkyria going down to the mid-card division with that Intercontinental title that just got introduced into the picture? Also because maybe one of the top challengers, you would think Dakota Kai going to be out for a little bit because of a concussion. So I think Becky could go down there and have a great program with Lyra and elevate that title. Maybe Lyra still comes out on top of that. I don't know if you have to have Becky hold the belt, because I know that probably turns some people off. Not necessarily me. I don't think that would be the worst thing in the world if Becky did take that title at some point within that for a little bit. But I really like the idea of elevating that division. And I think bringing somebody like Becky Lynch into that picture for a little bit could do wonders for that IC belt. All right, Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes. So obviously it's a ladder match. Anything goes. There'll be a bunch of shenanigans expectedly. And we're all expecting the return of Randy Orton during this event. Now, will it happen during this match? Will it happen in the Rumble? I'm gonna say let's take a little bit of a different spin on this. It's not Randy Orton that gets involved in this match. It's Sami Zayn. He comes out, looks like he's gonna help Kevin Owens. Kevin's thrilled. He's got Sami here. He convinced him. We saw Sami accidentally deliver a haluva kick to Cody Rhodes on Raw, the go home Raw for the show. So, all of a sudden you're thinking, oh, maybe this is possible. A la 2023 Royal Rumble, Sami Zayn has a chair in his hands, and in a little bit of a callback, he actually hits Kevin Owens with a chair this time, helping Cody Rhodes retain the WWE Championship in this match. And that's going to do great. Cody climbs the ladder, wins the match, and it sets up a Kevin program with Sami. allows the Kevin Cody stuff to be done with. Cody can move on, and now Kevin's mind isn't even focused on Cody. Now he's out for blood with Sammy. And obviously the lurking Randy Orton to come back whenever he's going to, but this is going to directly tie in to the men's Royal Rumble, which is where we can go last. Star power obviously through the roof in this one. Kevin Owens comes out at number 1 after losing his championship opportunity earlier in the night in that ladder match. He comes out at number 1, calls his shot, says there's no way he's getting screwed out of this opportunity now. It's all in his hands. He'll go through the other 29 guys. He calls out Sami Zayn. He grabs the mic, calls out Sami Zayn, says he doesn't care who drew number 2. He wants Sami Zayn right here, right now. But number 2, he's hearing voices. Randy Orton is the number 2 entrant in the match, back from that pile driver that he took a couple months ago. It's on site. Fists are flying. Kevin Owens is about to hit another pile driver on Randy right in the center of the ring when number 3's music hits. It's Sami Zayn now coming out. Kevin immediately drops Randy, doesn't hit the pile driver, just drops him off to the side, and he's not even focused on Randy now. It goes outside the ring, doesn't eliminate himself, but goes outside the ring. Him and Sami start throwing hands. They're fighting out there. Sami and Randy end up teaming up. They put Kevin Owens through a table. So obviously Kevin's not eliminated yet, but it's, one of those situations where they keep talking about he's not part of the match anymore, hasn't been eliminated, but he might as well be, all this stuff, yada, yada, yada. But keep in mind that he has not been eliminated quite yet. Obviously, a bunch of competitors come back. I'm expecting the Joe Hendry appearance in this one with the TNA crossover stuff that we got going on. Randy obviously already came back. I don't know if what his persona will be when he comes back. Aleister Black, Malachi Black, whatever we want to end up calling him here back in the WWE. Think he's going to return for this event. We know John Cena is coming back. Obviously, you're going to have the likes of Jey Uso, Dom Mysterio. I expect Damian Priest hasn't declared for this, but I'm expecting that he will certainly be a part of it. LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura, Rey Mysterio. All these guys, they're going to, tell different stories throughout the match and stuff like that. But I'm not so much focused on those as I am kind of the end of this thing when we get down to a final 6. It's Drew, it's Seth Rollins, CM Punk, John Cena, and Roman Reigns in the ring. Kevin Owens, who has not been eliminated, comes back into the match. Oh, wait, I forgot one thing. He's going to eliminate Randy and Sammy respectively before it gets down to the final 6. So you got those 7 in the ring. So you got Roman, John Cena, CM Punk, Drew, and Seth. And then you got Randy and Sammy. Those 7 are in the ring. Kevin Owens comes out of nowhere, eliminates Sammy, and Randy respectively. Not together, but respectively. And then we get a final 6 where it's Kevin, Seth, Drew looking across the ring to CM Punk, John Cena, Roman Reigns square off as a 3v3. Seth still not over Punk. Kevin can't let go of that Cena US title feud from years ago. And Drew finally gets another shot at Roman Reigns. Hits him with a Claymore, but he wants to hit him with another one. Seth wants some of Roman as well. They get into a bit of an altercation. Seth and Drew still can't get on the same page, even though it looked like a second ago they were maybe going to be able to team up and be able to take out the 3 guys that they view as in their way. That doesn't happen. They're having a fight near the ropes. CM Punk ends up eliminating both of them. Kevin notices Sammy's still on the mat outside from eliminating him, starts chirping him, eliminated by John Cena in the process of doing so. Cena gets pulled out of the ring by Kevin Owens, gets beat up out there, makes his way to the top apron, re-enters the ring. Immediately when he gets back in, gets hit with a GTS. Goes over the top rope, but he's able to hang on until he's hit with a Superman punch from Roman Reigns. He reaches for that rope, a la Shawn Michaels when he was trying to get back to WrestleMania to face The Undertaker, but to no avail. John Cena falls, and that's it. That's the end for John Cena's run. So now we're down to CM Punk, and we are down to Roman Reigns at this point. Roman and Punk do battle. They have a mini match, probably like 10 or so minutes going on. Paul Heyman comes down to ringside, appears to be firmly on the side of Roman until he hits CM Punk with a spear. And at that point, you can see Paul Heyman's body language kind of change. Facial expression changes. He tosses CM Punk over the top rope, but he's able to hang on. He pulls Roman over the top rope. Punk turns to Paul Heyman, who's standing right there, and says, "Paul, it's time." Paul Heyman rips Roman Reigns' feet out from under him. Scene. 2025 Royal Rumble winner is CM Punk. John Cena goes on to the Elimination Chamber, will win that to be able to face Gunther at WrestleMania. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn officially cemented as a WrestleMania feud there. And then so I like the idea, and here's maybe a different direction that we could go. So I already kind of told you the way that I would book this, but I've thought of two ideas for the way that could go at the end. Punk doesn't use the favor for Paul Heyman yet. Roman Reigns ends up winning the Royal Rumble match. CM Punk's favor to get called in is to make it a triple threat, and he ends up getting added to the championship match. So now it's Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. I almost prefer that idea. Again, it still leaves you Gunther, John Cena for that to be able to happen. Maybe John Cena does win the 17th at WrestleMania in that case, opposed to waiting until later in the year, like I had proposed on that last video. But I'm going to stick with this one. I kind of like the theatrics of this happening at Royal Rumble with Paul Heyman and CM Punk basically turning heel in the process of taking out Roman Reigns in the fashion that they do. So let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts on the way that this could be booked. Let me know how you would book the 2025 Royal Rumble event. Appreciate you guys. Again, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you haven't already, if you're new here, be sure to do so. Be back with another video in the very near future. But until then, we'll talk to you. Bye-bye.